What's up, everybody? Welcome to PremWhite&Blue. We're doing a transfer update for you. First off, I know we were talking about how we were going to do a couple of these, but after 2 days of the transfer window, I was so over it that I just couldn't bring myself to do anything about it.
Sick of it.
I hate it. I hate Manchester United's transfer strategy, which is don't sign anybody until everybody gets pissed off, and then we sign Van der Beek to get everybody to shut up. But anyway, we're not doing that first. We're starting off with Liverpool, who have not signed anybody yet. And the league starts next week. How do you feel about that?
I think that this is very poor planning on Liverpool's part. They're, I think, trying to haggle over a price for Thiago, who is, as everyone knows, a proven world-class player, someone any team would love to have, and it's kind of ridiculous that they're struggling to pay $30 million for him. So, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I think they will get it done. I think sounding like Wijnaldum might go to Barcelona.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
And I think once that happens, maybe they'll get it over the line. But in my opinion, if they fail to get this one done, they're really dropping the ball.
You need to re-up the squad every year, regardless of how good you do. Even if you're winning all the time, you still need to bring in new talent to keep pressure on everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to shake things up and, make people compete for those spots, especially at a top side like that. And really, when you look at some of the other transfer activity going on, like we'll talk about later, I'm sure, a team like Chelsea, who is just going all the way in right now.
Going ham.
All the way in. And, if regardless of how good of a team you are, if you stagnate, the other teams will catch up with you, especially when all the money that's involved in the Premier League. There's money to buy players. There's money to move people around. And if you just sit on your ass and watch other teams make moves, it'll come back to get you.
And if they say they do sign Thiago, what are they going to play him? Because I don't think he's like running his boots off the whole time.
I mean, Bayern's an extremely pressing team, and I think he can definitely do that. I know people like to point at his age. I think he's 29, 30.
I'm 29, and I can run all day long.
Yeah.
And he's like in way better shape than I am, so I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, certainly. And and people talk about how he might not fit into that hard-working midfield. I think he'll slot right in there. I don't think you need to worry about that at all. He's an absolute wizard with the ball at his feet. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's not like he's coming from a team that doesn't press. He's coming from Bayern, maybe the hardest pressing team in Europe right now. So he is the farthest one back, and you think in the Premier League, having the furthest player back being I wouldn't say a non-athletic player, but a smaller in frame and size than what is typically the deepest midfielder in a Premier League side. But I really don't think that'll be an issue. And
it'd be dangerous if they get him just because they got world-class passes now, and from a midfield that everybody likes to talk about how they aren't up to snuff as everybody else.
I think he'll immediately be their best midfielder.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you probably. And speaking of him playing the furthest back, I think they'll still sit Fabinho back there and have him flank him, with another midfielder. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be more than fine. I think he'll be a great addition to the squad if they can get him.
Next up, Man City.
Manchester City.
Oh, Lord.
What is there to say? Ferran Torres?
Ferran Torres, yes. So, that's a good pickup for them. I know if United signed Sancho, that's who Dortmund was linked to replace him with.
Yeah, and let's just pause right there for a minute, because from everything I've heard about Ferran Torres, haven't seen him play much. I'm not going to act like I have. Supposed to be a good player. Mm-hmm. Who's he coming in to replace?
Nobody.
Well, technically, if you think about it, Sane.
But okay. Yeah, because Sane was starting on the bench, I guess, this past year.
Well, he was hurt.
Okay.
I think he did his ACL, so he's basically been out the whole season. And so it's not like...
But he's going to be on the bench the whole season.
It's not like they were... Yeah, I don't think they're signing him to be a first-team player. Like, he's not going to be the first name on the team sheet.
Of course, yeah.
And then Nathan Ake, who I think is a good center back, but
he's not starting either.
I'm not completely convinced by him. I think they mainly played in a 3 as well. And if you have any... if you want to go back and review Manchester City's footage of them in a 3, they haven't been very impressive in a 3. So I don't really think. I think Ferran Torres is a good pickup. I guess Ake is. But I don't think those are two crazy signings. Now the next two that might happen.
Oh, okay. Let's start off easy with Koulibaly for like 80 million is what I think Napoli said they want. That is a lot of money for a 30. Is he 30?
30, yeah.
30-year-old defender, and I know defenders usually play better as they age, like a fine wine.
Yeah, much like.
But I mean, with the pace of the Premier League, with the physicality of the Premier League, I know Koulibaly's a big boy. But he was having a hard time playing against Arsenal in the Europa League.
Yeah, he was. He had some moments in the Champions League that didn't exactly fill me with confidence on his $80 million prize or dollar, excuse me,
but
80 million euro.
You also can't let like the only times I've seen him. Sorry, y'all have got dogs.
You've got dogs on there going crazy.
You can't let one game change your opinion on.
Oh,
something.
definitely not. And
but also, those are the only games I've seen, really.
Yeah,
so I can't say anything.
But anyone that's a big Serie A fan will tell you he's a absolute unit at the back, taking care of business week in, week out. So, and they pay their scouts a lot more money to pull these players in than I get paid. So hopefully they'll call the right shot on it, or hopefully not.
Hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
But next off, if this guy comes in, it won't matter.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
The greatest of all time.
Messi. We'll see.
Who all signs point to a Premier League move to Manchester City.
I hope he moves to the Premier League because I want to see it happen.
Yeah, I am I don't think I've exposed myself on here speaking about this, but I am full on in the cult of Messi as greatest player of all time and greatest player I've ever seen, certainly. And I think he is just incredible. And I'd love to see him move to the Premier League. Manchester City is kind of not a team I would like to see him go to, but at the same time, the club I support, Arsenal, I don't really feel like we're competing with Manchester City right now, and I think he'll be out the door before we're in a position to compete. So it really doesn't hurt my feelings too much. I'd love to just see him in the league, and I think that would just be a really crazy thing to happen. Just so, like, with this transfer window, it just seems like so many top players are coming to the Premier League to where I just don't really know how you could argue talent-wise that it's not the top league.
It definitely is elevating it up.
With Messi coming, I don't know how anyone could say
when United
otherwise.
signs Ronaldo back, it would be there.
What a derby.
Right, dude. Who cares about the freaking El Clasico, bro? We got the Manchester derby coming up.
The real El Clasico.
The real El Clasico.
Messi versus Ronaldo. Yeah.
Goal versus 10, It'll work.
But yeah, that'll be very interesting. It's sounding like, I know there's a huge legal dispute over it. He's trying to release for free. They're saying no, you got to pay the release clause, 700 million euros, something like that. But I personally think what will happen is they'll come to some type of agreement, to some valuation where Manchester City will pay Barcelona something for Messi's services. Probably around that 100 million euro mark where Ronaldo moved at. A combination of maybe a player and some money, or two players and some money, or maybe just a lot of money,
Money makes the world go round.
Especially if you're Manchester City or Chelsea.
Next up on the list, we got Manchester United.
Yes.
I think Manchester United has been dreadful in the transfer window so far. Ed Woodward talking about can't remember the exact quote, but it's like, you will take notice of the things we can do in the transfer window, and we don't sign anybody.
Yeah.
We've got more money than God. We have so much money that we pay out the freaking owners $100 million every year, or something stupid like that. It's ridiculous. And me making numbers up like some person on Reddit.
Yeah, I mean, but without a doubt, the highest commercial revenue out of any club in the world.
Absolutely.
The most real money. The club with the most real money and real value being made.
With all the money Manchester United has spent, the owners have not put one dime in. It's all been the club's money. And, you know, we did just sign Donnie van der Beek, which I think is a really good pickup. He's going to be a bench player, at least for now. Because, I mean, he's not replacing Pogba, and he's not replacing Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, I don't see you fielding a midfield of Bruno, Pogba, and Van de Beek.
I don't either. That's just getting steamrolled.
Yeah.
And there's no defense in that. So, we just signed Van de Beek. That's good, but we have to sign Jadon Sancho. If we don't sign Jadon Sancho, we are frauds. Manchester United, pure frauds.
As a non-Manchester United supporter, it will be an absolute failure to not sign Jadon Sancho.
And we deserve all the banter we can possibly get if we don't sign Jadon Sancho.
He's basically asking to come, and you've got a price tag on him.
Yeah, we've known the whole time, but this is how Man United works. You get the price tag, Ed Woodward waits on it, trying to negotiate for 3 months, and then pays exactly what they want.
And I get that it's the COVID market, so things are different. But you've got Ousmane Dembele moved from Dortmund to Barcelona for I think 156 million euros, and Sancho's a much better player than Ousmane Dembele was, like stats wise certainly at that point in time. And they want 120 million for him. So I mean, I know Barca got fleeced by the Coutinho money, things like that. So there's multiple things going on with that. But to just act like 120 million is ridiculous, or 100 million, it's a
that's a fair price.
Yeah, I mean regardless of what people want to say, you can argue how good he is, but he's certainly a top 10 in his position player in the world right now this season.
He's 20 years old.
I'd say he's a top 10 winger, not just right winger. I'd say he's a top 10 winger. He's 20 years old. You could lock him down for his best years. You give him a 5-year deal. You pay 120 million for him. He's going to come over and ball, and then if he wants to leave, you sell him for even more money.
Exactly.
I mean, you're not going to lose money on him unless he just absolutely
in 2 or 3 years
explodes both his knees. That's the only possible chance.
In 2 or 3 years, sell him to Barcelona and Madrid for 200 million and move on down the road.
And then you're on your way to building, the freaking England squad. You've got Rashford, you've got Mason Greenwood, you've got Harry Maguire,
Wan-Bissaka,
and
Luke
then
Shaw,
Jadon Sancho. So you've got 5 or 6 full English internationals on Manchester United. That's great marketing. And on top of him being a great right winger, Jadon Sancho is the type of player, the type of talent that even if you've got a right winger, you go sign him. I'm an Arsenal fan. We just signed an $80 million right winger, and Nicolas Pepe. You go sign Jadon Sancho, find somewhere for him to play if you have the money. Y'all need a right winger.
Winger.
It just really doesn't make any sense to not just go full in on it. Just send.
And I think we are going to buy him.
Yeah,
I do think we are going to buy him. I just think we're going to wait until the very last minute to buy him.
And then you haggle over, £5 million, whatever it is, and then next thing you know, it's October. He's got to come quarantine for 2 weeks.
Well,
and
I don't think he has to quarantine from Germany.
Okay. I was gonna say, and then he's already missed 8 games. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think we're waiting to make some sales first because we're selling Romero. To Aston Villa for $8 million, I think is what they're saying.
Okay.
Chris Smalling to Roma for 15, 20, something like that. So, we're gaining some capital back, and I think we're just going to turn around and spend it on Jadon Sancho. If we sign a center back, great. If we sign everybody's screaming out for a left back, I don't really know why it's not super in need right now. But if we get another left back, great. But we have to sign Jadon Sancho.
I think you could use an attacking left back, but yeah.
On to Hoover FC, Chelsea, sucking everybody up.
Sucking them up.
So they signed Havertz official.
Yes.
Ish now, I guess.
Yeah.
For what, 75, 80 million?
Something like that. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Good player, too.
A lot of money. Good player.
Yeah, so they've got Havertz coming in.
Werner.
Just about every team in the world wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
Werner, great forward. He was already signed before the season was over.
Yes.
We got Ziyech coming in.
Here's my thing with Ziyech, dude. I'm not calling him out, but there is one guy on YouTube that will rant up and down about how Bruno Fernandes isn't that good because he loses the ball 20 times a game.
Yeah.
But then acts like Ziyech is a gigantic baller.
No.
Ziyech loses the ball more than Bruno Fernandes does.
I think I saw a stat where, because like Ziyech was basically begging Arsenal to come get him. He wanted to be an Arsenal player. You can look that up. You can quote me on that. And
we got cliffs at the bottom.
Yeah, the reason we didn't sign him is because he loses possession, which, you know, as an attacking player, you have to go about your bits to create chances and do things. You have to play risky.
Absolutely.
But he loses the ball, I'm pretty sure the stat was last year, more than any other player in Europe. I don't know if that was just in the Champions League or if that was across the 5 top leagues. Loses the ball more than any other player in Europe. So that's a red flag. And as bad as Arsenal's transfer policy is, maybe he'll come be a great player. And I think he is a good player, but I just I'm not fully convinced by him. I'm not, you know.
I mean, I haven't watched enough to be able to tell you anything about him.
Yeah.
But if he loses the ball 20 times a game, but still gets an assist every game, then it's worth it.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, because if you get caught in on transition, they score a goal because you did something stupid.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you just happen to lose. If you pass the ball and it doesn't go.
But I think Bruno Fernandes is a better player for sure.
I hope so. We'll see.
I see that argument all the time, and I don't really get
Bruno
that
Fernandes
one.
a baller. They also picked up Chilwell, Sarr on a free agent, and they also want to grab a new keeper.
Yeah, they need a new keeper because Kepa is not good. Never been convinced by him. But yeah, I mean, so straight up gaggle of new signings from, you know, players that could come good. Oh, you forgot who I think might be their most impactful signing of them all, Thiago Silva.
Ooh, I did forget to write him down. Yeah, because Chelsea's defense has always been sus.
Yeah. That's been their weak point for sure. They failed to address it, but with, you know, Sarr coming in, he might even get loaned out. I'm not convinced he'll be a mainstay in that team. But Thiago Silva will walk into that defense and make a difference.
For sure. And he's got qualities to be a captain.
Yeah. Well, their main problem going into next season is making that team gel. And how do you play all those players at the same time? Because, you know, you've got Pulisic, who I would argue was one of their best players, if not their best player, after the restart.
Yes.
You've got Mason Mount, who everyone's he's their boy, you know. I'm not really convinced.
They got Hudson-Odoi.
I'm not really convinced by Werner as a lone striker, but based on the rest of the team, that's where he's going to have to play, unless you're going to bench Pulisic, or do you not play Ziyech? You know, like there's only so many spots for all these players.
I think you play him as striker.
Because Havertz is nailed on. He's got to play.
Yes.
He's
spent way too much money on him.
Havertz has got to play. Werner's got to play.
Yeah.
And then I would say Pulisic's got to play. So that gives you the other side. I guess you can put Ziyech out there. But, I mean, that's really crazy. You're just going to bring in 3 new signings to be 3 of your 4 starting attackers.
I saw someone on Twitter who posted their starting lineup and then had Oblak at goalkeeper, and it said, this team's going invincible.
This team's going invincible.
Yeah, they did. I thought you'd enjoy that.
Oh my god, they'd probably lose the first game. You know what I mean? Like, because how are you just going to tell me they're just going to come out firing on all cylinders? Like, this isn't FIFA.
Hey.
This isn't Football Manager.
Do you realize Frank Lampard is their coach?
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
But Oblak, okay?
That's another 100 million right there.
Have fun trying to get Oblak from Atletico Madrid. Have fun. Look up his release clause, because that's what you're paying.
Do you know it?
No, I don't. But look it up.
It's probably huge.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to want $300K.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because I think they pay him out the ass anyway.
Did you know if Messi leaves, then Diego Simeone will be the highest paid person in La Liga?
That's funny.
$40 million a year?
It's worth it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. But Oblak, good luck. I mean, we're trying to get Thomas Partey right now at Arsenal, and they're pointing to the release clause. Good luck, because his release clause, it's got to be over $100 million.
The Arsenal.
Okay.
Tell us about it, bro.
So
Arsenal correspondent
checking in. So we've signed Gabriel Magalhaes, or I think that's how you say it. and a big 6'3" center back from Lille. Supposedly a baller, very young. He's hopefully going to grow into the team. And
there are a bunch of teams interested in him.
Oh, yeah. Lots of people are interested in him, so it's usually a good sign. And but yeah, so we got him across the line. And then we've got Willian. Also, we signed Willian on a free.
I think that's a good pickup.
Yeah, the Brazilian contingent at Arsenal is growing.
Nice.
So him,
Day
David
by day.
Luiz, Gabriel,
Neymar's
Martinelli.
next.
Neymar's next. That's what they're saying. But anyway, he's good. Willian's really good for depth and rotation.
Yes.
I think it's a good pickup and could possibly slot into some attacking midfield situation.
And people are going to laugh at a $200K a week check for William. Because
He's not getting
free.
paid that much. He's getting like 120.
Oh, but really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, we did all right on that, I think. I think he got a 3-year deal, so hopefully he doesn't fall off drastically. But I think last season was actually his most productive season for Chelsea, so
That's good.
hopefully he'll come in and do the business. On top of that, the area that everyone will... Well, we have Saliba coming in as well, who we signed and loaned back, so he's hopefully going to grow into the team as well and be here for the long haul. He's only 19 right now, but he's a big lad, 6'4".
Big boy.
Yeah, big dude. Looks cool as a cucumber. But so hopefully we're gonna have to get a midfielder in. Oh, we just got Danny Ceballos back on loan.
Good.
Which is really good. He's probably our second best midfielder last season. Him and Granit Xhaka were really our only two serviceable midfielders, I would say. So we definitely have to sign another midfielder. 2 would be ideal. A deeper midfielder, and in my opinion, I think we need a creative midfielder, an attacking midfielder, 8/10 type player. And we're looking at Thomas Partey and Houssem Aouar is the word on the street. I'd love to have either of those. I think they're both great players.
Last but not least, y'all, we've got a little dark horse coming together. A little dark horse midfield of Everton, who just picked up James Rodriguez, good old
Jameis.
Got Decore and your boy Allen.
Yeah, I think Allen's tight. I like Allen a lot.
So, I mean, that could be a really good midfield if they start clicking.
Yeah, it
I
could.
mean, Ancelotti has coached James and Allen before.
Yeah. I guess I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he has coached Allen at Napoli. I think this is one of those could-be's that I don't think will be. Yeah, I just... Like, and it's such a weird thing, because if someone was like, would you take Allen at Arsenal? My immediate answer would be yes. Or would you take James at Arsenal? Yeah, we could use an attacking midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for some reason, I don't see that working at Everton. I don't, like, who's James assisting? You know? Calvert-Lewin? You know? Who are their wingers? You know?
Yeah.
Walcott? You know, like... I just, yeah, and then you've got my boy, my Nigerian boy.
Iwobi, dude.
I love some Iwobi, but I just don't see it happening. You know, like for some reason I just can't imagine a world where Everton is good right now.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Because you got James, who undeniable has talent.
But when's the last time he consistently played and put it together?
But when's the last time he had someone consistently who like believed in him to actually play?
I couldn't tell. I mean,
exactly.
I guess
when
Ancelotti was at Bayern.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
And then you got Allen, who will do all the legwork that James isn't going to do.
Yeah.
And then Decore, who is... I know he was playing further up this past season, but who's a beast.
Yeah. And like I'm saying, like it sounds good.
Yeah, on paper.
It sounds good, but will it actually be good? I don't know.
We'll find out, man.
We got nothing against Everton, though. Nothing against them. I mean, hopefully they do great and just lose to Arsenal both times we play them. But
thanks for Rooney.
Yeah.
Until next time, y'all. Thanks for watching Prim White and Blue. We're back to, you can't see it, but we got the coffee club board over here, y'all.
We're ready.
Put your coffees out. We've got
Get up, have breakfast with us. You know, some bacon and
we
eggs.
might even have some breakfast on camera.
You know,
I don't know if I want them to watch me eating and chewing and stuff.
you never know.
We can do a mukbang, dude. We can do a coffee club, Prem watching mukbang. If y'all want that, let us know. All 6 viewers. But until then, you know, we'll catch you next time.
Questions, comments, concerns, drop them down in the comment section.
Thumbs up.
We'd love to answer some questions if anyone has any.
Yeah, for sure. We've been talking about going live. I need to get myself a new camera. I just moved recently. That's why it's been so long for us to put up a video. But hopefully I'm going to get a camera and we'll be able to do a whole 2-sided interview type thing. So we'll see. Try to get that rolling for y'all. But
Definitely.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Later.